Overwall Mapkill is an alternative way to kill Shriek. It's slower than clipping, but it's much easier to pick up for less experienced players. The trick consists of 3 parts. The first one is getting over the wall, the second one getting on the platform, and the third is actual Mapkill. Here's how the full trick looks like. Our first obstacle is to get over the wall in the first phase. In Shriek Skip you actually complete the first phase, but here you cannot do that because we need the first phase for the map kill. This has its problems. We cannot just get over the wall seeing everything, because in first phase our camera is actually stuck with us on the bottom, so we need to do some blind movements to actually get on the wall. To scale the wall, can use the combination of sentry jumps and sword launches to get enough height. I personally use sword launches for the most part. I just use one sentry jump at the beginning, because it's much easier to get and it's faster. I use sentry jumps as my backup strat. Since the camera is locked to the bottom, we cannot use sword launches like we would do normally, like we could do in Willow, for example. Because if we use full mouse and keyboard, then launch is aiming at our mouse. But since our camera is locked, our sword launch would just go down because our mouse is stuck to the camera. That's why for all the keyboard and mouse players, we need to scheme swap to keyboard only for this trick, for it to be possible. To the actual trick. I start with running grounded sentry jump, and from there I continue with sword launches. I do it so I hold the up direction, so it's W on my keyboard, and basically I just alternate launch and cancel it with an up slash. Then after I get a sword launch, I dash into the wall to get my launch back, and after that I need to fall down a bit away from the wall for the next sword launch, not to get damaged by the wall, because if you're too close you'll just get an additional damage and you won't be able to get on the top. You basically repeat that movement until you get on the top, and you can tell that you are on the top by noticing that your camera is moving left. Once you get on the top, you fall down. Be careful when falling down not to go too close to the wall on the right, nor to the wall on the left, because both of those have damage planes which can kill you, and you would have to go over the wall again. Now on to the second part. The goal is to get on the platform that is under Shriek's arena. Everybody has their own way of doing it, but the general rule of thumb is to get on the wall that is above the platform, land on it, and then just slide down without any direction keys. This part can be hard because there's a lot of blind movement, and if you land weirdly on the wall, you can still miss the platform. So I suggest just trying it out for yourself and figuring out your own way of doing that. On to the actual map kill part. Once you're in the position on the platform, you want to listen for Shriek's attacks to know when to jump into the lava below. There are 3 attacks that you need to listen for. First one is a laser attack. If you do everything correctly first try, this will be the attack that you'll encounter first when trying to map kill fast. You can recognize it if you hear a long continuous sound. To get the kill, you want to jump after Shriek finishes the attack and before she jumps into the air. You don't want to jump immediately though, because if you jump too early, you can die before she actually gets into the air, and that would result in a failed kill. The second attack is the background flying one. To distinguish this attack, you will listen for characteristic scream, as well as you will notice that your camera is moving sideways a lot. You want to jump on her second scream when she's swooping in from the background. Third and definitely the easiest one is the multiple projectile attack. During that attack, Shriek can be killed at any point, as she is hovering above the kill line for the whole attack. You can distinguish it if you hear her flapping her wings and screaming, but you don't hear explosions or other attacks in the meantime. As the end note, remember that this is a variation of a seppuku Mapkill, so it can happen that you will softlock after you get a kill. So remember that if you fail it first try and you get softlocked, you need to QTM to actually fix the softlock. If you would just walk into the fight again, it won't work. You need to QTM.